All right. Hello, hello. Welcome. Let's just rub our hands together while we're waiting for our community to start to gather. And I want to welcome those of you who are here on YouTube and those of you who are coming in on Facebook and those of you who are going to be watching this later. And I'm delighted that you're here. And this is a particularly important, personally important time for me because I am a spring baby. My birthday is at the end of the month, and so the spring equinox here in the northern hemisphere has always meant a lot to me. And there was a point about, gosh, it was almost 20 years ago now, when I was really wanting to rename myself something that felt very authentic to kind of the core of myself, as opposed to carrying my dad's name around all the time. And so I had been kind of looking around and wondering what that might be. And then I came across, I had a calendar of pagan holidays. And when I opened up to March, it said Ostara. And I had never heard Ostara before. I had heard Astarte. And I knew, of course, about Easter, but I didn't know about Ostara. And it just really resonated for me. And I've taken that name ever since. So Ostara is the name of the goddess who in old Europe and in the Celtic tradition, so my tradition is Celtic, and Ostara is the goddess who presides over the spring equinox. And so she's also known as Astarte and OEster. And I just met somebody named Ostara as opposed to Ostara. So these are all derivations of the same name of the same great goddess who presides over today, the expression of the world coming alive in the northern hemisphere at this time. And also the equinox is a particularly significant time, which we'll get into in a minute, for other reasons. So I see there's a bunch of you who are gathering here now. Could you just post in the comments there just to say, can you hear me? Say yes, can you hear me? That'd be great. So I'll know that we are broadcasting. I'm taking a look over here. Yeah. Over on YouTube. So go ahead. And I'd love to, if you wanted to put in your name and where you're coming in from, so we can just start to get a sense of who's here. So the goddess who presides over the spring equinox, the dear Ostara, the early Christians took her name and turned it into Easter. Easter is the only Christian holiday that is actually based on the lunar cycle, because Easter is the first Sunday after the spring equinox. It's the first Sunday, always the first Sunday after the full moon, after the spring equinox. So it's a lunar holiday, which is really interesting, right? So it is definitely related to this ancient rite of what's happening here on the spring equinox. All right. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Amber. Hi, Joe. Hi, Nana. Yeah, do go ahead and you guys can hear me. Okay, great. Loud and clear. Awesome. So just whatever your tradition is, cultures around the world have really acknowledged the significance of this day. In Peru, in Machu Picchu, which is an ancient Inca site, there is a place in there, this is still existing. I went and visited it one day, where inside of the buildings of Machu Picchu, there is a window inside of a particular room where the sun rises on the spring equinox, and it happens every year, right? And this is actually related to the precession of the equinoxes, which I'm not going to go into in any depth today. I am going to start offering some videos and some interviews with people who are going to be exploring this whole piece about the precession of the equinoxes, because it is related to also the human design prophecy of 2027. And it is the true dawning of the age of Aquarius, because here at the spring equinox, the constellation that rises across the world is Aquarius. So this is the signal to us that we are moving into a new phase. They call it we're moving out of the Kali Yuga and the Yuga cycle and the yoga traditions. And so like I said, I'm not going to go into depth about that right now, but just know that this is a particularly auspicious time, a particularly auspicious year, even more so. Like the equinoxes are always important, but even more so. Okay, so hello again to those of you who are here gathering. Please do grab a pen, a piece of paper, or a journal, anything that you can have to write on. And if you're multitasking, if you need to multitask, or if you're driving, you can do this for first part. But when we get to the energy practice, you're not going to want to do it. You can't do it if you're multitasking, and you definitely don't want to do it if you're driving. So the recording of this will be up on YouTube, and you can always come back, and on Facebook also. And you can always come back and check it out. Then, so just know that. But I'm just going to give you a couple of minutes to go and get your pen and your paper and your journal, and also kind of be in a position where you're going to be able to move your body a bit, because we're going to do some movement as we move into the energy practice and the meditation. Okay, so before we get started with that piece, let me, okay. I want to just make a couple of announcements. One is next week, I'm going to be doing a masterclass called Midlife Purpose by Design. It's happening on Tuesday, March 25th, and it's happening at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, and 8 p.m. CET. And just remember, it's a different time for our European friends, because we already went on daylight savings here in the US and Canada, and you did not. So just pay attention to what time that is for you. And what I realized recently is that really my body of work that I've been creating, both in my book, Feminine Sovereignty, 8 Pillars for Regenerating Ourselves and Our World, for those of you who know it. And then also for, in all the different programs I do in the Sovereign Sisterhood, that I'm really focusing on helping women at midlife to recognize that this is a time of great opportunity. It's not just a time when we start to feel older or our hormones change. I mean, I know when I was going through menopause, I felt very different, right? And so we want to be able to embrace this time as a time of opportunity to really drop into our sovereign selves. We have these wisdom years that for many people around the planet, really, we didn't really have this big period of time between really kind of completing or in the later stages of caring for family, caring for kids, certainly, although sometimes we start caring for our parents also at this time. But that we have this big period of time where we are able to tap into the wisdom that we have acquired over the course of our life, and to create new purposes for ourselves, to create new direction. And this is particularly vital here as we step into the Aquarian age. So we're going to be diving into all of that. I also just created a new resource called the Human Design Life Purpose Code, which I'll be sharing with you and showing you what the elements of that are, and so on. So I invite you to come to this. And I will put the way to register for it down in the description. Actually, let me just put it over here. So I invite you to come and, share it with your girlfriends who are also midlife, and by that, I basically mean kind of from about 45, 50 to 65, like however you feel like that. I'm going to do this later. It's okay. I will get you that. I will get you that link. Okay. Because I want to stay focused on what we're doing. All right. So then the other thing that I want to let you know about is I am considering creating a membership on YouTube. They are offering, it's a kind of a new thing where you can have a special videos, you can do special events, all kinds of different things for this. And I'm wanting to find ways to connect more with my YouTube audience and to support you more, to serve you more, but also to connect with you more because, you know, a lot of YouTube is kind of one way. That's why I like doing the live streams because you're here and we get to interact more. So I'm thinking about doing this, and this is where I would start doing chartathons. I know many of you have loved the chartathons I've done in the past, chart reading labs, early access to certain videos that I know, like for example, the gates, we're putting all the gates together. I could give you early access to all of the gate videos, live streams on topics that the members would choose, and wisdom circles where we would do those more on Zoom so that we could actually interact. So if this is something that interests you, could you just put in the chat, or I'll put in the comments below, if you this is something that would interest you. The cost, you know, the investment for this would be really low, it'd be like under $10 US to participate. So I'm just kind of floating it by and seeing if you guys are interested in that, because I'm always kind of looking for new ways that I can connect with you. Okay. Yeah, so just let me know. Are you like, yeah, would you like to do that through YouTube? I'm going to be closing out that feature of my Becoming Sovereign Quantum Retreat Center, and it's going to become a really more for programs that people invest in rather than a free platform. Okay, so, and this one will be a really low price for those of you who are in other parts of the world, or just not interested in or ready for diving in, like to the Sovereign Sisterhood, which is a larger investment, but you also get a lot more in it. Okay, so, all right, let me make this bigger. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so I wanted to show you the human design transit for today. And on your right-hand side, you can see the body graph with all of the planets. And so this is the image that you're more familiar with. And you'll see right here that the sun has moved into the gate 25 and Neptune is also in the gate 25. The image over here on your left is the section of the human design mandala, the snapshot for the equinox. And you can see here, the Sun and Neptune are both in the gate 25. But look at this. Also, the North Node and Saturn are right next to them in the gate 36. And we also have Mercury and Venus in the 17. All of them, actually not all of them. These guys are just moving into Aries. The North Node and Saturn are still in Pisces. Neptune is technically still in Pisces and is going to move into Aries at the end of the month on the 30th. But you can see that there is this gathering of these celestial guides right here at the equinox. And so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about this today. Heather Unsworth recently, she's a master astrologer, she recently released a video about the Inanna cycle and how it's related to what's going on right now, the Venus cycle and the equinox, but also what's going to be happening on the last weekend of the month. So not this weekend, but the next weekend, just also super important. So the astrology of right now, and of course, astrology is one of the four ancient wisdom traditions that human design is based in, is super important now. It is really helping to guide us into how we can relate with each other and how we can create this new earth that we are so much wanting. And right now, we have all of these different celestial energies that are supporting us in this endeavor. Saturn is going to catch up to Neptune in May. They're both going to be in Aries. They're going to be doing a dance in Aries. Neptune's going to move fully into Aries in February of 2026. And this is like when Pluto moved into Aquarius in November, started over a year ago, but then moved fully in November. When these outer planets change sign, it's a major astrological development. And what I want to say right here, what you're looking at is this cusp of Pisces and Aries. And this is the biggest shift really in the astrological year, because Pisces completes the year and Aries begins the next year. So it's not just the very, very different qualities of Pisces and Aries, which are very extremely different, but it's also because Pisces ending is really the ending of a whole cycle. And Aries is the beginning of a new cycle. And one of the things that we're dancing through right now is Mercury and Venus are going back and forth over that 29 degrees of Pisces and 0 degree, 1 degree of Aries. And so there's just a lot of attention here about what are you dissolving here, right? What are you dissolving? Because Neptune and Pisces are going to let you dissolve. So right here at this very edge, one of the things I want you to think about, we'll do a little writing exercise about this in a second, is what is it that is most up for you right now that you want to dissolve, that you want to release, that you want to let go of? Now, I know we've been through lots and lots of cycles of releasing so far, but you know what? This is going to continue for a while, and you have the opportunity to go deeper than maybe you ever thought before. And when you ask your own divine self and your guides and your angels, whatever upstairs team that you have that you work with, to help bring things from deep inside of your subconscious and from your soul's journey and from your ancestry, right, to be released while we are shedding all of this trauma that we've had from the Age of Empire, right? We are shedding trauma. We're shedding war energy, right? We're seeing war energy strong on the planet right now, both in terms of literal war, but then also what's happening politically, what's happening socially. There's a lot of war energy, which is very much the energy of the Age of Empire. And if you're looking at the news, you could be really thrown off and upset right now. But if you tune in to what the planets are saying and what your inner being would say to you if you got quiet and really listened, right? This is the last gasp of the old order that is trying to control you through fear. And so we have the opportunity to choose to focus elsewhere and not allow ourselves to be pulled into too much fear. And so I know for me, I've had really old fear come up that isn't even from this lifetime. And so this is an opportunity, like if that fear comes up, just to release it and let it go. So let's take a moment here. Actually, before we do the writing, then what is it that you were moving into this 0 degree of Aries? Okay, let's go ahead and look at this image where it's really lit up. So we're right here at the 0 degrees of Aries, and we're in the gate 25, which is the gate of the love of spirit. And it's in the second line. And the second line is known as the hermit in traditional human design, or the responder in quantum human design. And I have this in my profile, so I know this really well. And the thing to know here is that because this is in the second line, it's asking us to restore and regenerate and revive ourselves with this energy of the sun moving into the gate 25. And Neptune indeed has been in the 25 and will continue to be so for a bit. So this is your opportunity to make your relationship with spirit more and more real for yourself all the time. Okay, this is an opportunity for you. And so what is your aspiration, your number one aspiration that you have for yourself right here, right now? Okay, the number one thing that you're going to want to transmit energy to when we do our practice, right? So that could be a new way of showing up in a relationship for you, or a new way of tapping into a deeper sense of purpose for you. Or it could be wanting to create more alignment between what really matters to you in your heart of hearts and the work that you do in the world. There's many, it could be that you want to start taking better care of your body, like really, really loving your body at this time. So whatever that is for you. So let's just go ahead and take 5 minutes here together. And I want you to write about the number one thing that is that you want to dissolve, and the number one thing that you want to energize with your intentions today, because this is such a potent time. Let's do this writing, and then we'll come back. I'll talk about that a little bit, and then we'll dive into our experience. Okay, so go ahead, grab your pen, grab your paper, and write for yourself about what you want to focus on dissolving for yourself today, and what you want to focus on bringing energy to, that you want to bring in and expand. I'm doing this to you guys, so just so you know. Yeah, just really call up what is most vital to you right now. Like, let it be a good one, one that maybe you've been kind of denying or being like, I know I need to let go of that, but, you still kind of feel a little attached to it. Let it be a really good one. And then what is your heart really singing for? What is that? Let yourself feel it and desire it. Okay. Let it be big. Let it be bigger than maybe you've allowed yourself it to be in the past. So you've got another couple of minutes, but if you feel done, if you would like to go ahead and put into the chat anything that you would like us to uh, witness for you. And I also just put the link to register for the masterclass into the chat. So I hope that you will join us for that. Okay. Okay, going ahead and finishing up your writing for now. And you can always come back to this. What I want to support you to do today is really just to have one of each, because that will help you to be really focused in the practice we're going to do. But it also, you may have other things as well. And so we're going to be in this equinox window for a little bit. And I'm going to invite you to focus on this if you want to over the weekend. And you can come back to this practice and do this as many times as you want. So, I would love to hear any things that you're dissolving or any things that you're letting go of. You can just pop it into the chat, and I'm just going to share a couple of things with you as we move forward. Okay, just to give us a little more context here. So the Sabian symbol for the 1 degree of Aries that we are moving into here is a woman just risen from the sea. A seal is embracing her. A woman just risen from the sea. A seal is embracing her. Emergence of new forms and the potentiality of consciousness. the emergence of new forms and the potentiality of new consciousness. Now that totally makes sense, right? Because here we are, we're at the creator degree. We're at the very beginning of the astrological year, and the beginning of Aries is known as the creator degree, where we have a supercharged a possibility for bringing in and creating new forms. And I love I have recently come across this resource, which I really like. It's called HD.OS Oracle System Inner Guidebook, and it's all about the gates. So I want to just share with you what she says about the gate 25. So she calls it universal love, right? And we know it as the love of spirit, or simply spirit. And the energy of this gate is about unity with God or the divine, softness, innocence, self-realization, and the path from fear to love. Right? We were just talking about how do we continue to dissolve fear, and how do we continue to give more and more energy to love? So this gate reminds us that you are a spirit, pure and innocent at your core, dwelling in this physical body. No matter how stormy the situation you're currently facing may be, you possess the ability to transform it. That doesn't mean that the reality you're experiencing isn't true or happening. Rather, it emphasizes that you have control over how you respond to it. Will you respond or react? Can you embrace the belief that everything is temporary, that your time here on earth is limited? Can you conceive that anything and everything can change in an instant, almost like magic or a miracle? Can you believe in your ability to heal yourself from the traumatic experiences you've endured, even if it seems impossible? So this is our opportunity right now. This is our opportunity here in this moment, is to be able to, in our own lives, in the lives of our families, in our communities, to be able to change things in a moment. And I know some of you probably heard me say this before, many years ago, when I was in a pretty deep despair about what was happening in the world, because, the world's been a pretty challenging place in a lot of ways for a long time. And I was asking my guides, and they just said, everything can change like this. Reality is not what you think. And when the level of consciousness reaches a certain point, right, everything can change. And if you're listening to the psychics, the channels, the astrologers right now, we are reaching that point. We are reaching this. And you, my friend, have the opportunity to contribute to this by raising the frequency of your own consciousness, and by helping to do this with everyone in your life, simply by the quality of the energy that you're emanating out into the world, but also by other ways that you can be spreading more compassion, being more kind, giving people the benefit of the doubt, choosing not to react, choosing to pause and breathe when something happens that you find challenging, rather than blaming somebody or attacking somebody or doing it to yourself, right? Just bringing in more space so that we can breathe and we can feel the way that spirit is coming to us. And I just want to note here, I don't have a slide for it, but that on the 22nd, which is Saturday, Uranus is going to change gates, and it's going to move into the gate 8, which is the gate of contribution and fulfillment. And this is particularly significant for us, for those of you who want to be aligning the work that you do in the world more with what you feel is your soul purpose. And we'll be talking about this in the masterclass on Tuesday, because Uranus will be in the 8 by then, and we're talking about purpose. So this is an opportunity for you to be receiving greater insight from superconsciousness about what is your best contribution here at this time. Because I know for me, my contributions have changed a lot over the years. But what is it true for you now? Okay. So, all right. Anybody want to share in the comments here? I don't think I'm seeing anything come in. It's okay, you guys. No one's going to bite you if you put it. if you put a comment in, I will say that I'll put one of mine in, which is I am dissolving another level of unconsciousness that I have around certain business structures, like tracking data. And yeah, it's really about tracking data and working really more with my left brain. I think part of it is I've been working so much with my right brain and my intuition for a long time because I really wanted to open it up that I kind of went a little unconscious around some of the left brain stuff that I actually need to make my business work better. And so I am dissolving for myself unconsciousness that I have around the data that is vital for me. And so what I'm calling in, what I better bring more energy to is a higher level of adeptness and capability and awareness and joy and play and fun as a business owner. Really shifting some of the energy that I have around that so that I feel a greater sense of fulfillment and reciprocity and delight, really, in what I'm doing. Okay, so okay, I'm just putting in the chat. Okay. Okay, so Shara says she's dissolving the scarcity lineage. Oh, that's a good one. Right? And it's a really good point because it can be about your ancestral lineage, right? It could be about something you're like, this way that my family has operated for generations ends with me. I know there's many people who have done this around violence in their family, codependence in their family, poverty, scarcity, mindset, victim consciousness. If you can think about things like this that maybe have been, you're like, wow, I can see how that goes back through my ancestry. I want to dissolve that. That's something I really want to let go of. Okay. So thanks for sharing that, Shara. Okay. I would love it if you guys will do this. I'll come back to these later. But let's go ahead and move into our practice for today. So make sure that you have something clear for yourself around what you're going to dissolve and what you're going to bring energy to, because we're going to work with that in a minute. So we're going to move into our Kriya here. So if you've never done any kind of Kundalini yoga with me or with anybody else before, then I just invite you to have an open mind, do the best that you can. If you need to take breaks, please do that. Do not do anything that hurts you. You may find yourself being physically challenged by some of these things. It's totally fine to feel physically challenged. But what you don't want is you do not want to do something that you really feel like, oh gosh, that's harming me. So if you have like a shoulder injury or something like that, just be mindful and take care of yourself. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, you can go ahead and rub your hands together, is we're going to do something called sometimes known as ego eradicator, and it's a huge energy boost. And one of the things I want to say here is so much of what we're leaning into as we're creating this new world is awakening and expanding our hearts, right? Our hearts. So the gate 25, it's on the G center. It's like right here. And so it's one of the qualities of love of the G center. And the G center is part of the heart chakra, right? It's kind of the higher heart, if you will, part of the, some people call it part of the cosmic heart. And so we want to be bringing more energy to our heart and to be clearing out what maybe, if we've had past traumas around that, if we've put a lot of armoring around it, if we've been in agreements that we really don't want to be in anymore, cords that we have to people, we want to be able to be clearing those out of our heart. But then we also want to be able to boost that energy so that we can use it to dissolve and to create. Okay. So anytime we do things with the hands are an extension of the heart, and the arms are an extension of the heart. So what we're going to do with these practices today are going to use the hands and the arms to support the heart. Okay, and let me get our timer here. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is ego eradicator. So your hands are going to be like this. So the fingers are folded down, the thumbs are pointing in, and the hands are, and the arms going to be at a 60-degree angle. Now, the thing is that if you do this, it's going to feel awful. So you need to keep your shoulders down, use your shoulder blades to hold your arms up. Now, we're going to do this for a little while, and you're going to feel challenged by it, but you're also going to get a huge boost of energy from doing it. Now, if you need to take a break, take a break. It's okay. Don't judge yourself. Take a break and then come back. Okay. All right, here we go. So we're going to do this for a little bit. Oh, and we're going to use breath of fire. Breath of fire. We're doing an emphasis on the exhale and then inhale. So make sure that you're breathing in. You don't want to just exhale. You got to inhale. So you're pushing in on the belly. You push in on the belly, it pushes the diaphragm up, okay? And you're going to be able to release a lot of old air by doing this and then bringing in new, fresh air. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do this for 3 minutes. Closing your eyes and going inside. Relaxing your shoulders, letting your shoulder blades hold up your arms, and just inviting the body to adjust. It will adjust. As you're doing this, you're starting to bring more energy into the navel point. You're acting as a kind of conduit for cosmic energy coming down into the crown of your head. Just try to drop in. If you need a little mantra to keep your mind involved, you can just do Satnam, 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 which is truth is my identity. Or you can just do love now. Feel your heart open as you do this. Stay with it. 1 more minute to go. You can do it. Even if you're used to doing this can still feel challenging. That's okay. I can promise you your arms are not going to fall off. Stay with it. Reach, reach, reach. Feeling the energy in your heart expand. Good. And big breath in and hold. Squeeze your pelvic floor, squeeze the sit bones together. Push the energy up the front of the body, right in front of the spine, into the heart. Feel the heart expand. And then to the center of the head. Hold as long as you can, comfortably. Holding, bringing the thumbs together. Don't look, just find your thumbs and then reach the hands upward like that. Hold if you can, exhale if you need to. When you exhale, turn your palms outward and reach with your arms, clearing your auric field, commanding anything that is not yours and is not in your highest good to leave now. Pointing your fingers down at the earth, grounding yourself into the earth, even as your spine and your head reach to the cosmos. The heart is the place where earth and sky meet inside of your body. You've just brought a lot of extra energy into your heart. Good, and just pause for a moment and let the prana settle. Notice the quality of the energy that you have right now. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to stand up for a moment. I'm just going to move my chair back a little bit so you can see me. Okay, so over here. There we go. Okay, so we just gave ourselves an energy boost, right? And now we're just going to bounce a little bit. Okay, so nice and easy. We're just going to start moving that energy that we built up. We're going to start moving it through our body. Okay, so right here, really kind of think of this in your ankles to start out with, letting your ankles to relax, just softening them up, then bring it into your knees a little bit. See how much more amplitude I got just by thinking about it. And then your hips, so your whole lower body, boing, boing, boing. This is how you can really start to move cerebral spinal fluid, your lymph, help your heart by moving your blood, because this is like bringing in another pump, right? So you're helping to pump the fluids in your body. So just pumping. And then let's do our shoulders too. Shoulders, ribs, right? So get the whole body involved. You might even feel your heels are coming up off the floor a little bit. Good. So we're just bringing and distributing the energy. Good. Just a little bit more. And find the place that feels the best to you. Okay, good. And then let's pause, palms forward, take a big breath and pause. Close your eyes for a moment, bring your attention inside. See if you can trace the outline of your body from the inside, growing your felt sense, your interoception, so that you start to tune in to what's happening inside of your body. Notice the quality of your energy now. Just pausing and memorizing the elevated energy. This is a key thing we do in Kundalini because we're wanting to memorize this so that the higher frequencies, the elevated states become more and more our norm and not just something we experience when we practice. Okay, we're going to do one more thing standing up. This is one of the things I love to do. It's just a standing twist. So you're going to have start with your right hand in front of your heart. It's not on your heart, but it's in front of your heart. And we're going to twist left, inhale left, and exhale right. So the hands are just going to change like this as you go. Now, if you have the space, you can really reach out your arms. But if you don't, you can just do it like this also. Okay, so inhale left, exhale right. And we're going to do this for just a little bit. Now you're turning on your own axis. You're turning on your own axis. Another way of distributing energy throughout your physical body and also throughout your auric field. So as you're doing this, again, just imagining that you are clearing and you're polishing your whole auric field. You are sovereign of your own auric field. You want to be able to clean it and clear it on a regular basis. Is why we do energy hygiene in the Sovereign Sisterhood, where we have lots of Kundalini yoga practices that help us to continually clear our energy, boost it, harness it, and direct it where we will. Okay, so that's exactly what we're doing here today. You're getting a taste of what this is like. Okay, just relaxing your shoulders just a little bit longer. Really enjoy this. This should feel good. If it doesn't feel good, try to change it so that it does. Good. Okay, and then let's come back to the center again. Palms face forward. Take a big breath in. Pause for a moment. And then exhale. You might feel a little dizzy. Just let the energy, the prana settle. Pause, be very still. Memorize this energy. Seeing if you can feel 360 degrees around you. We are so focused on the front space. The front space will be really easy for you. What about the back space? Can you feel behind your body? What about to the right and the left? Above you and below you? Your own bubble of light. This is your domain. Good. Okay. We have 2 more pieces of this. So you can go ahead and sit down again. Okay. All right. So this one, here, just be comfortable, have your feet flat on the floor if you can. So we're going to do an exercise like this, okay? So while you're here, again, remember to relax the shoulder. If you do this, it's not going to feel good, okay? So just do your best to relax your shoulders. And we're going to do this for a little bit. If you've never done anything like this before, just dive in. And if you feel resistance, just dive in. It's okay. Here we go. All right. And as you do this, you're going to do this as fast as you can, trying to relax the shoulders, remember, and just find the breath that works for you. I like to do kind of a long, deep breath while I'm doing this, but here you're energizing the heart, and you're helping to open it, bring more prana there, and also really helping to release what you don't need in your heart anymore. I know that through the course of our lives, a lot of times we have hurts that get lodged in the heart, and we tend to close off parts of ourselves. And so this is really the time of healing, the time of awakening, the time of letting go of those past hurts. And again, as we were saying earlier, this could be ancestral. It could be from your soul's journey, other lives. It could be from the life that you've lived and that you know yourself. So whatever it is, and you can just have the intention here that as you're doing this, see if you can speed it up, that you're really nourishing, clearing, cleaning your heart. Yeah, stay with it. Just nice deep breath. Breathing right into your heart, feeling yourself grounded, reaching down through your sit bones into the earth. You're doing great. Stay with it. If you need to take a break, and then come back. It's okay. But if you can, stay with it, because you're building a lot of momentum here, a lot of energy. Now, there's another piece to this that I'll demonstrate, and you can see if you can do it, which is that you move from one sit bone to the other. Okay, so you're keeping the arms going, and then you're moving from one sit bone to the other. If that's too much for you, that's okay. Just let it go. But if you can, this is part of the instruction. So in Kundalini, we use the physical body to build energy, to clear energy, to direct energy in the body. Because the physical body conforms to the energy moving through it. And when we move the physical body, we're working with the energy. Okay. All right. And big breath in and hold. Squeeze your pelvic floor, squeeze the energy up the front of the spine into the center of the heart and then into the center of the head, and hold if you can. And as you're ready, you can exhale. Palms are up in your lap. Sit very still. Let the prana settle. Life force energy, prana is intelligent. It's not just some empty fuel source. It's actually intelligence. And so you are co-creating with life force energy right now. You're co-creating with prana. You're taking command of your own auric field and not just being at the mercy of the energies that are around you. It's one of the big blessings of doing these kind of practices. Okay, last piece. Can you feel how your energy is changing? I feel like I'm just like starting to glow. Okay. So the last piece, let me just get the last piece is you're going to have your, make sure I'm not hitting my mic. Yeah, I'm going to hit my mic. Let's see. How can I do this? I'll just have it out there. You guys probably still be able to hear me. Okay. So you're going to have your arms out like this. So your hands are about the height of the throat and the third eye. Okay. That's about how high they are. And we're going to move them back and forth in front of the third eye and the throat like this, as quickly as you can. Okay. So here we go. And we're going to do this one with breath of fire as well. Okay, here we go. So just dropping in. Again, trying to relax your shoulders as you do this. Breathing right into your heart. Using the power of your abdominals, right? To stimulate your breath and to stimulate your heart. The navel point, which is what we're stimulating with breath of fire, is the locus, the meeting point of 72,000 nadis in your auric field. 72,000 nadis, okay? Energy centers. And they're all meet there in the navel point, which is what you're stimulating. That's why we do breath of fire so much. Really give yourself to this one. Just surrender. Just go for it and surrender. Take a break if you need to, but stay with it if you can. Have a little Buddha smile. Just about 30 more seconds to go. You can do it. Go for it. Just a little bit more. Go for it. Just imagine how you're going to feel when you're done. Good. And big breath in. Squeeze your pelvic floor, squeeze the sit bones together, the pubic bone and the tailbone together, and then push the energy up the front of your spine, right through that central channel, opening the heart and into the center of the head, opening your third eye. Just pause and hold. Hold if you can, exhale if you need to. And release, palms are up in your lap. Sit very still, take a few soft breaths. Ground through your sit bones, the bottom of your feet. Notice how much energy has moved in the last 20 minutes or so. 15 minutes. Doesn't take long to shift yourself into a new state of consciousness, to become more aware of your own energy, become aware of the energy around you. Tuning inside, taking a snapshot of your body from the inside. Having a moment of gratitude for this form, 70 trillion cells, half human, half bacterial, all working together to create your home, your blessed temple for this lifetime. Get to know it. Tune in energetically from the inside. Bless and love and cherish this home for your soul journey this time around. Good. See if you can notice the cocoon of light all around you in all degrees, floating in a bubble of your own soul fire. Qualities that you bring with you from lifetime to lifetime. As you continue your path of spiritual growth, leading here to this most auspicious moment in time, the dawning of the age of Aquarius, the beginning of a new cycle, stepping out of the Kali Yuga, rising up, receiving the blessings coming from our galactic center, the central sun, activating, nourishing, rising up our own star, our sun, our soul. Who is now activating our solar system, our planet, to higher and higher levels, helping us to strip away the ancient patterns, the energy of war, violence, coercion, power over, might is right, stripping away this distortion and dysfunction on human experience, allowing the love that you are, that is your core essence, to expand in the center of your chest, that you begin to feel the sun the light, the fire in the center of your chest grow as you bring more and more of your attention here. Taking a few big breaths as if you are blowing on this fire, bringing more fuel and intention to your own soul's energy burning in the center of your chest. Calling in your divine aspect, your divine self, to become more and more present in your awareness. You may feel this as bright energy inside of your physical form. You may feel it around you, light becoming stronger in your auric field. And then calling in any angels, guides, masters, teachers that you work with, power animals, your upstairs team, even if it's just your own soul's energy, your own divine self. Just calling that in to support you here in this activation and transmission. We are calling upon this moment in time when the sun is standing directly above the equator, when the entire world is connected in this moment of equinox, north and south, east and west, here at the choice point, stepping into the creator degree. As we stand here, we wish to dissolve another ancient hurt showing up as a current challenge. We ask that where this pattern is located inside of the body, the energy body, in the physical body, whatever is holding this quality of energy, that it be made apparent now. And you are tuning in side to the location of that which you choose to evolve, to dissolve and evolve. You may feel it in your head, it may be in your heart, your belly, your back, just tuning in to where it may be, allowing yourself to feel it. Does it have a motion? Does it have a color, a shape, a temperature, a texture? Whatever it is, asking it to rise to the surface from the subconscious, all of the tentacles that it is connected to, whatever this patterning is, whatever this decision was, whatever this imprint that you have, that you are now choosing to dissolve. Allow it to become apparent to you in your energy form through your physical body. Now bringing your hands together, rubbing your hands together, inviting your hands to go to the outside of your body where you feel this form that you wish to dissolve. Place your hands there. Cup your hands so that you have space in your palms. Place magnets in your palms. Magnets to energies that no longer serve you, that you are intending to dissolve. And now command that these energies begin to move out of your form and into your hands. Breathing here, breathing in life force. As you exhale, releasing that energy into your hands. And again, breathing in life force. Starting to feel the energy building in your hands, pulling it through the magnets into your hands. And one more time, big breath in. And as you exhale, grab that energy with your hands and begins to pull. Pull, gently pull. You might need to shake a little bit. Pull, pull it out, pull it out, pull it out, pull it out. Good. Pull it all the way out. Take your hands to the sky. Release into the cosmic compost. Clap 3 times. It is gone. Good. And bringing your hands down, palms up in your lap. Sit very still for a moment. Notice the place where you just pulled out and dissolved this energy. Imagine now that that soul fire in your heart is now filling the empty space. Like little suns traveling through your energy body to the place that just was emptied and filling it up with your own soul fire. Commanding that this happen now. I fill my form with my own soul fire. That fire burns away any vestiges of that which I choose to dissolve. I do so now. Good. Take a few breaths right into your heart. Again, like a bellows in your soul fire. Big breath in. Soft exhale with an audible sigh. And one more. Good. Staying inside. Now recalling to yourself that which you desire to transmit energy to, that which you bring more of your attention, your purpose, your soul force to that which you choose to be creating now. Rubbing your hands together, asking your inner being, your divine self, your upstairs team to give you a symbol that represents that which you are calling in. Opening your hands, palms facing up, asking for a symbol to come to you, to represent that which you are desiring, that you are creating here now. Open to receive this symbol. You may or may not receive an image or a feeling or a color. Just know that part of you knows how to do this and is doing it. Taking a few big breaths into your heart. And as you exhale, breathing more life into this symbol. Breathing in life force. As you exhale, transmitting your heart energy through your breath to the symbol. Seeing it glow and grow. Become larger, more distinct in size. One more time, breathing in life force. Exhaling into your symbol, feeling it grow. Good. And now gently bringing this symbol into your own hearts. Drawing your hands in, left hand over your heart, right hand over that, and receive. Take a breath in and hold. Allow that energy to disperse from your heart into all of the cells of your body. And exhale. Breathe gently. Hold. Pause. Notice. Memorize this energy. Memorize how you feel right now. You can recall it at any time. Feel the quality of your energetic state. Notice the energy all around you, in front of you, behind you, to the sides, above and below, with you in your own center. The heart is your center. The Sun and Neptune are lighting the gate 25 in the center of your chest. Neptune helping you to dissolve anything that is not in alignment for your spiritual growth. The Sun bringing light, energy, love, divine will, cosmic consciousness into your own heart and your creation. Good. And I invite you to pick up your pen and your journal, and let's just take 3 minutes. If you want to, you can also stay in meditation if you choose, but take 3 minutes to write. Just allow your divine self to speak to you. As you do this, just stay in this floating quality of light, cosmic consciousness, divine love, letting yourself be bathed. Calling in the highest frequency of light that you can reach. Allowing it to speak to you. Your soul's voice to guide you. I put the link to register for Midlife Purpose by Design, which will be next Tuesday. I put it in the chat. I highly encourage you to join us for that. A replay will be available to those of you who can't make it live. I know some people are working then, or you're in a different part of the world and it's not a feasible time for you, so that's totally fine. But this is a beautiful resource that I've created that I want to share with you. And I think you're going to find it really, really valuable. And as you're ready, if you would like to post anything in the chat that anything that you're feeling, anything that you noticed, I know the last time we did this, people were saying like the experience was profound. So I would love to hear from any of you who are willing to share about what your experience has been like. It's always great for us to learn from each other. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pause our writing for now. This is obviously something you can return to. And I want to just emphasize something that came up during the meditation, and which is that today on the equinox, the entire world is connected because the sun is over the equator. So the southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere are getting the same amount of light and darkness. And we're also relating to each other east and west. Usually it's very much north and south, but at the equinoxes, it's east and west. And it opens a portal for us to access and work with divine consciousness. And this is one of the most important things that we can do. Whatever you're doing for work in the world, everyone can do this. And that we are helping to anchor more of this energy on the planet, bringing in these higher frequencies, these energies of compassion, kindness, creativity, intuition, love, right? Generosity. These are all soul qualities, qualities of divine energy. So the more that we do this, the more we help our world to evolve as well. All right. So I'd love to hear from any of you. Hi, Shara. Powerful. Yes, really powerful sequence. Thank you very much. You're so welcome. This is why I love offering these practices, because I'll tell you, I wouldn't be able to be sane in the world right now if I didn't have these practices and I weren't doing them on a regular basis. Seriously, that is no joke. I would be really deeply disrupted. So I highly encourage you to do that. Hi, Maria. It's good to see you. And so this will be up on the up on YouTube and up on Facebook, and I may pull out the meditation for us. So I would love for you to come back and practice this really as much as you want. Okay, so Trey is saying, God bless you. Thank you. And Dominique, thank you, Maggie. Nice to see you again. Good to see you, Dominique, and be a part of the sessions. Yes. And hi, Natalie. Okay. All right. Well, so everybody, I love being here with you. I'm glad that you find this beneficial. And do also let me know if you feel like having something like this, like that we would do monthly. We could do monthly practices together in a YouTube membership. I'm just looking for ways to make it work for more of the people who are tuning into what I'm doing and having it work for me. And so this is one of the ideas that I have. All right, my dears. Well, I'm so grateful to be here with you today. And please do leave a comment if you watch this later, if you're tuning in later. And may we all rise together, my friends, right? This is a really important time for us to be doing this. And I do also want to let you know that I'm going to do a fun and informative conversation with a friend of mine named Lauren, who is also, she's an astrologer. She's not a human design person, but she's an astrologer. And we're going to have a conversation next week talking about the Venus cycle and talking about what's happening really on that last weekend of the month. Because we're going to have a solar eclipse that's happening on the 29th. Neptune is going to move into Aries on the 30th and then on Sunday. And then on Monday, Venus is going to reappear as the evening star at dawn, which is my birthday. So it's a particularly big weekend for me. But it's a big weekend for all of us. So I encourage you, if you haven't already, to be listening to some of the master astrologers who are helping us to understand this on another level. And from a human design point of view, to really be restoring yourself, regenerating yourself while the Sun and Neptune are in this gate 25, and regenerating ourselves through the love of spirit. okay, through universal love, right? Not through fighting, not through conflict. And I'm not saying not to take actions that you feel are right for you to do. Just when you do them, don't do them with war energy. Do them with love. Because it's far more important for us to be looking at the quality of energy with which we are engaging than it is potentially with the really specific things that we're doing. Okay. So there we are, my friends. Much love to you. And stay tuned for more to come. All right. Many blessings. Much love. Bye for now.